Hey creative, what's up? It's your girl Jamila and welcome back to my laboratory. Today I'm going to pull out my embroidery machine and customize a stole. I'll have everything I use in the description box below. And if you like this video, you learned something new, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, make sure that bell notification is on so you don't miss any of my upcoming craft tutorials.
Okay, creative. So for this project, I downloaded this design off Etsy. And of course, I'll leave the link for you guys in the description box of this video. So we're just going to go ahead. If you decide to purchase this file, just go ahead and hit download files. And of course, I've already downloaded. Let me see if I can find it. Downloads. Here it is. So it comes in a zip file. You're just going to go ahead and extract all and unzip it. And so in this file, it has a folder for a PDF, right? So you're going to go ahead and click that. And it has all the different sizes on here. So depending on how big you want this design, because it goes up to, let me see. Let's open this and see how big the design gets. So the design gets as big as 9.5 by 8 pretty much. Okay, so you just kind of go through whichever one you want to use, and that's how you can check the size of it. You will open up the PDF for your file, and right over here in the left corner it says size, and it's going to tell you the dimensions of the project. So you go ahead and pick whichever one it is that you want it to use. For me, I'm going to be using Senior 1, which is 3.96 by 3.33. Okay, and to help me with the placement of this, also not only does this PDF of course tell you the size of it, basically gives you the stitch out, right? This project is only 2 colors. It's going to be the red first and then the black. Okay, so that'll be the order of the stitching and how you can go ahead and order your thread colors. So this part right here is like a little preview of your project. So I'll just go ahead and print that out, and then we'll cut it out and I'll show you how I use it to help me with my projects as far as placement goes. So we have all that, and of course you would go ahead and grab your file. My Ricoma Em1010 machine takes a DST file, so I would just open up the DST folder. Like I said, I'm using Senior 1, and I'll just go ahead and transfer over to the USB that I'll plug into my Ricoma machine. So we'll go ahead and transfer the file, we'll go ahead and transfer the file, and we'll move on with the project.
So here's our white satin stole that we'll be using for the project. It's about 72 inches, and of course I'll leave it for you linked in the description box. Our production worksheet that we printed out, and some tearaway stabilizer that I just folded in half to just give it, it's already heavy duty, but just to make it a little bit extra heavy duty, I just folded it in half. And I'm using a 4.3 by 4.3 hoop for this project, which is the B hoop on my Ricoma embroidery machine. And I'll also be finishing it off with some aqua top stabilizer. Now, if you didn't want to hoop your project, you could also use one of these 8-in-1 frames. It's an additional accessory you can get with your Ricoma embroidery machine. You would just add some sticky stabilizer, put your stole on top, and then just go from there with that. So first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and cut out the image and use this as like a placement guide just to help me figure out where I want to position, well, actually where I want to stitch my design out. And I also use this to help me figure out which hoop I want to use when I don't feel like opening up the Ricoma embroidery software, to figure out which hoop works best. I just print this out and I just see which hoop it fits in. So once I have my placement, I'm just going to go ahead and secure it using some masking tape, because this is like the satin material. I don't want to use pins because it could get a hole in it. I'm just going to go ahead and use some masking tape and hold that in place. Then I'm just going to go ahead and hoop it. And I'm going to hoop it upside down because I only want the part that I'm embroidering under the machine. And I do this because you know how, like, when you oil your machine at the back of the machine, sometimes you get oil on your stuff. So I just like to put the part that I'm embroidering on onto there, and I don't want nothing, you know, no errors. So once everything is nice and hooped, we're just going to go ahead and move over to the machine and upload our design. And you would just go ahead and hit that file button, hit the red USB, because you got to transfer it from your USB to your machine. I have like 14 pages of design, so I have to scroll a little bit, find my design, then hit the Ricoma machine on the right, and that puts it into the machine's memory. So now it's off the USB into the machine's memory. And to get it from the machine onto the screen, we would just hit that Ricoma machine next to the red USB, and it puts it on the screen. Whew, that was a mouthful. But I hope I explained that correctly and didn't confuse you guys. So put my design on the screen all crazy. So the design's on the screen, and I'm just gonna use the arrows on the arrows to go ahead and get it positioned correctly. Now, when you have your design, and if the hoop is red, that means you know your design is outside the hoop or is really close to the edge. And if, remember, we'd hooped our design upside down, so I'm just gonna go ahead and flip that on the machine by going into design set, hitting the button where it has all the F's going around, and then just flipping it. Go ahead and put it back into position. Now, my friend has a Ricoma 15 needle machine, and on her machine, when she goes to like flip the designs and stuff, it actually tells you like 180 degrees, 90 degrees, 360, etc., etc. And I think that's really cool. And I would have loved to have that feature on my Ricoma, on my EM1010, because sometimes it's the guessing game, you know, and I have to hit, you know, a couple buttons several different times to get it positioned the way I want, if I want to flip it or reverse it or anything like that. So that was just like a cool little feature she has that I'm jealous of. But anyway, we're just going to go ahead and trace everything out. And I like to hold my needle down when I'm tracing just to get a better idea of exactly where it's going to be and how close to the edge it is, and if I need to make any adjustments on the screen. But once everything looks good, we're just going to go ahead and lay down the aqua topping. Make sure you remove that image from earlier. You don't want to stitch on it, right? And I just like to hold the aqua topping in place for a couple stitches just so it doesn't like move or ball up on me. And after that, just pretty much just gonna let Ricky do his own thing. And don't forget, guys, everything I use will be listed in the description box below of this video, including my affiliate link to Ricoma if you want to go ahead and grab you one of these machines. My link for that will be in the description box, as well as the stole and the link for this image as well. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it or you've learned something so far, and subscribe if you're not part of the laboratory. So this is what the design looks fresh out the hoop. Looks great. I'm really happy with how this came out. So now we're just going to do the cleanup. I'm peeling away my aqua topping, but it dissolves with water. So if you wanted to just lightly damp a washcloth or something, like a little cloth or something, and just rub it gently, you could get it off that way. But I mean, it peels off really easily. So I just went ahead and peeled it. Same thing with my tearaway stabilizer, just peeled that off as well. And embroidering the stoles is just like a great way, a great addition to customize, you know, add to your customization business or whatnot. And of course, embroidery, you can charge more, so you can upcharge. You can do sublimation and embroidery and vinyl, you know. So it's just really up to you. So this is the stole, and like I said, it's about 72 inches, and this is what it looks like on. And for reference, I'm about 5'7.5", 5'8" on a good day. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you later.